my personal experience, I think repressed emotions led to mental health struggles for sure. And again, going back to like my origin story growing up, there's a lot going on in my family with my grandmother, but also my brother had autism and ADHD and Tourette's. And so there was a lot going on with him, and I was the easy kid. And so I always kind of identified as the easy kid. I never wanted to make any trouble in the family. I didn't want my parents to have to worry about me. And so I pushed a lot of stuff down. It's not to have to burden them because they were already so burdened. But on top of that, I grew up in a generation where you didn't really express negative emotions. That was not acceptable in that generation. So you could express happiness, excitement, gratitude, but it was not really acceptable to express sadness, frustration, feeling upset about what happened and what happened to you and how you were treated, those types of things. And so I started repressing emotions as a very young child, without even knowing it. And then that led into my adulthood, where it's kind of like stiff upper lip, pull your bootstraps up, move on. And so when I was dealing with postpartum depression after my daughter, when I was dealing with the pain of chronic migraine, I kind of still had that mentality where I didn't share these emotions. And I thought that having negative emotions was a bad thing, and I needed to just push them away, pull up my bootstraps, move on, and do what I needed to do. But that really led to really severe depression and nearly attempting suicide, because I was not allowing myself to process the emotions and then make meaning out of them, right? So there's two parts of it. There's three parts of it. There's feeling the emotion, there's processing the emotion, and then there's making meaning from the emotion, right? We don't have to identify as our emotions. We are not our emotions, but our emotions are there to communicate with us. They're there to be teachers and to teach us things and tell us things that we need to know. And if I can't feel them and I can't process them, I can't learn from them. And it was when I learned to do that, that I saw light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what yoga really gave to me. I would go to class in those early days when I was still in just tremendous amounts of pain and pretty dysfunctional in my life. And I wouldn't really be able to take the class because I had too much pain. So I would go and I would lay on the mat and I would do anything that I could physically do. But honestly, a lot of times I would just lay on the mat. But I would walk out with just a little bit of hope. There was like a little light that was seeping into such deep darkness. And that's what kept bringing me back, is that every time I came out, at least for a little while after class, I saw a little bit of light. And that light just started to grow and grow and grow. And that didn't mean I didn't stop searching for treatments and, advocating for myself and trying to, improve my physical health. But it was really in this processing of the emotions. And I think that's what I was doing on the mat. I was allowing myself to feel in a safe space, feel, process, and then hearing the wisdom of the yoga teachings that allowed me to make meaning out of what I was feeling and experiencing.
That's really powerful. And I just have to commend you for going and just laying on the mat, because so many people are so embarrassed doing that in a yoga class, or they think they have to go in and like work really hard. And I can't name a single yoga teacher that would have a problem with someone going and laying on a mat in the back of the room, right? Maybe we're in the back of the room where new students can't see you, but like that's your yoga for the day. And I just, anyone listening, like, you have permission to do that. I will universally give you permission to do that. And even if it's like a freaking Ashtanga class, like, or a Bikram class, like, it's okay.
Yes.